All right, thank you so much for your patience and thank you for that reminder. All right, so back to the section. I was talking about succession planning, all right? Succession planning. When you have a mentality of me, myself, and I, succeeding will be difficult. And what do we really call success? Success is not a one-time event. Success is having positive results over and over and over again. That is success. So how do you ensure that your organization has the right kind of leadership that will give success over and or give positive results over and over and over again? Corporate governance is a whole lot on its own. But if we can understand these basic challenges, that if we fix them, they can put us on a strategic front, then it will be okay for us. So, how do you create your succession plan? How do you get the next generation of leaders? All of these things should be embedded in your strategic plan as an organization. You must learn to remove yourself from the business. Instead of working in the business, you work on the business. You need to remove yourself from the business. If we all have good business structures, good succession plans, strategic enough, we will not have issues of businesses being stolen. We will not have issues of trust. We will not have issues of transparency. We will not have issues bordering around the things that we fear most. We will not really have to entertain fear. So one of the major HR issues today is on the area of strategic leadership. People don't want to let go of power. People just want to have all the shares to themselves, all the properties to themselves, all the things to themselves. Look at all the businesses succeeding. It is not so. Take some case studies, practical case studies. Look at Amazon. Look at Tesla. Look at Alibaba.com. Look at Facebook. Look at Dangote. Look at any other business you want to look at that have tested that's been tested over time, and then look at their structures, look at their association plan, look at First Bank, for instance, look at UBA, for instance. Most of these businesses, you never get to hear them having CEO issues, directors issues, or the likes. But there are some in that same industry that keep having succession planning issues over and over again. Permit me to say, the other day I was having a meeting with some group of people from a particular bank that I wish to withhold the name, but the bank had issues, and I was talking to this group on succession planning, and one of the participants there said the reason why his bank collapsed, the bank he was working, why the bank collapsed was the issue of succession planning. Now, he said that the original initiator of the bank was a business guru, and he has headed so many directorships in several multinational corporations. But instead of running this particular bank as a non-self-owned business, he decided to run it as a self-owned business. And then by doing so, he wanted the succession plan to run in his family. All right. He wanted a succession after him. He will give to his son. His son he will give to his son. His son he will give to his son. And that was the plan. Now, unfortunately, the man, all the sons had their own businesses, and they were not ready to pick up the CEO responsibility from their father's bank. Like, they were rich enough not to consider the bank as an opportunity to be a CEO. So at the end of the day, they had to force one person to be the one to take over. Now, at the end of the day, this person that took over had to sell off the bank and went back to his own business. And while the man was here talking, he said, there are other directors in the bank that would have done far better than this man's son. But because the man wanted it to be within his family, He didn't want the other directors to have enough shares that should make them CEOs. And those that tried bringing other investments to boost their shares, he had to stop all of that. That was a selfish way of selling off our businesses. These things we are saying here, every business owner faces these things. It is one of the basic resistance or one of the core resistance every entrepreneur faces, every business top executive faces: relinquishing power, sharing power, and then having a foundation that will give better opportunity to the business. Okay, having a foundation that will give better opportunity to the business. Now, if you've never considered succession planning or as a whole corporate governance as a major issue, please, you need to take time and put attention to corporate governance. Don't ever move an inch again in your business until you have carefully looked at your strategic plan in the sight of succession planning and corporate governance as a whole, and then ask yourself, in the next 10 years, will this business be here? In the next 100 years, if nothing happens to the world in the next 500 years, will we still be here? That's one of the things that succession planning can do for you. And that's one of the topical HR issues in strategic leadership we are facing today. If you understood me in that regard, please, I would like you to type 1 in the chat room. You understood what I just said now. I want you to type 1 in the chat room. If you did not understand it, maybe you could ask a question, then I will get back to it. All right, so thank you for understanding. All right, now the next thing I want to talk about, and if you are a CEO, most CEOs in this meeting would be guilty of this second one, like most of us are guilty of the first one. And the second one is quality of work life. Quality of work life. Quality of work life. Somehow I have quite a number of engagements in the banking sector. So more of the people or more of the places I find myself training is either in the banking or the telecom. All right. So the other day, I had another opportunity to talk to my banking friends, training on banking. And one of the bankers in that section said something. He said in their bank, that since the COVID started, so many people have died compared to before the COVID. And I asked, what could be his reason for saying so? He said, it is obvious there had been a whole lot of deaths. There had been a whole lot of voluntary resignations. And I asked, what could be why do you think this is happening to your organization? He said, the issue is simple. The quality of work life in the organization is depreciating. I had to personally take a tour to that particular bank, and I found out that this thing this young man said was true. Now, he said something. He said, yes, we have gone to remote working. But the pressure is higher now than before the COVID. The pressure to them in that particular bank is higher now compared to before the COVID. I had one of them in my office yesterday, and he said, I asked him, why are you carrying all of these tablets and everything up and down? He said, sir, you will not understand. He said, now in our bank, this is another bank entirely, all right? He says, sir, now in our bank, they call you for meeting, or you can just be on the road. You just receive message, join the meeting, and you just have to join. I'm like, wow, that's really interesting. Somebody could say that is really smart, but consider the consequences of that on your performance as an organization. Consider the consequences of that on your reputation as an organization. Consider the consequences of that on the welfare and well-being of your staff. There must be a balance between work and other aspects of life, and that's what makes quality work life. That's what makes quality work life. That people should work remotely does not mean that they have to sit on the computer 24 hours. And if your reason is that they are with their family and they can't. No. For those of us that might not really gotten used to complete 100% remote work system, for those of us that are used to remote work system, some of us might better prefer to go back to the traditional work system where we'll go and come back and have time for our families, have time for other events, have time for other things. And do you know the most amazing thing? Top executives are doing a one-sided approach to quality work life. How do I mean? Somebody said something in the morning. It says strategic planning in a case where top management is receiving full salary and then downsizing the salary of the staff. Is that strategic planning? And I told him no. That is a one-sided order of leadership. So in a situation where, and we've seen that already happening everywhere, across all the industries, but across companies, they are not really strategic. Where you see top management, their salaries are increasing because they have to collect COVID allowance right now, or perhaps they have to collect health allowance, right? Meanwhile, the staff allowance is reducing. Meanwhile, the work load is increasing. Stress is increasing, workload is increasing. We are only paying attention to what they call it, the performance target. Meanwhile, the people that are engaging in the performance and the targets are now going down on a daily basis. So we must have to rethink our quality work-life strategies. Quality work-life strategies. Go back and ask yourself, my work structures at the moment, are they really balanced? Does it give my staff more time or does it give them less time? Does it provide them more pressure or does it provide them less pressure? Does it give them opportunity to meet up with targets with ease, or does it provide them with enough stress to meet up with less target? So you have to go and restructure and look into your quality work-life approaches to your business. And this is going to be a giveaway. We need to consider strategically in the area of recruitment. Strategically, we need to consider that. It is important for us to know at this moment that we've moved beyond the regional kinds of recruitment to global kind of recruitment. We've moved from the sections of face-to-face kind of recruitment to digital kinds of recruitment. The same thing applies to organizational designs and structuring. All right. So look at your business. Take a look at your business. Does your business really require staff coming in and working out? Do you know, I've come to realize, our research has also proven so, that global recruitment has more advantage than regional kind of recruitment. Global recruitment gives you that opportunity to tap into diversity, tap into effectiveness and efficiency, tap into competencies that would not have been accessible to you if it were to be on regional or area kind of recruitment. So we all need to ask ourselves simple questions. Do my business really need physical kind of recruitment? Does my business need online recruitment? Does my business need a blend of the two? You need to consider those things. We are working seriously to ensure that our MBA programs and DBA programs start this year by August. And you know the amazing thing, almost 40% of the faculty members are not in Nigeria. In fact, are not in Africa. We have not seen them before. They've not seen us before, but we are recruiting them anyway. Does that give you a global positioning? Yes. Does that give you a strategic advantage? Yes. So it is your vision actually that determines your strategic approach. It is the vision that you give to your business that will determine the mission that will follow suit. Okay. So I've talked on three major things as regards to HR issues today: the strategic leadership issues, the quality of work life issues, and then recruitment issues. All right. Now I'm going to stop there, and if there is going to be any question for me, I will be open to answer those questions. Of course, I think it will be okay if we look at these things, then ask questions, and then um, we'll move from there. So if you have a question, kindly indicate by raising of hand, and then we will take those questions. Thank you so much for your time. Please, Mr. Chidike, you can take it over from here. All right, so we have a hand up by Ahmad Yahaya. Ahmad, please kindly unmute and let's hear from you, please.
All right, sir. In 2020, I lost so many customers due to the nature of the business and this pandemic issue. So, sir, I want you to at least give me some of the things that the strategic way that I can at least return them back to my business.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Yahaya. I think we will use your business, since you've mentioned it. We'll use your business as a case in the workshop so that we can all look at it together. I think that would be better.
All right, sir.
All right, thank you so much. Okay. Please, do we have any other questions before we move to the workshop? Please, if you have a question, kindly just indicate by raising of hand, and then we will answer and then move on. If your question needs to be put in the chat room, please go ahead. You can put it in the chat room. But while we try to bring up those questions, let's get back to this workshop. Okay, should we suppose that there is no question? Please, if we should proceed, kindly type 22 in the chat room. If we should proceed, please kindly type 22 in the chat room, and then we'll proceed immediately. If we should proceed, please type 22 in the chat room. This is a very beautiful question. Thank you so much. Somebody asked a very beautiful question here. He said, how do you do your succession okay and not lose out? In fact, this is one of the biggest fears of every business owner. How do I do succession planning and not lose out? And then there are several stories of people who had done succession planning, but it went wrong. The first approach to succession planning, please listen and listen well, is to legalize your business. So go and give your business a foundation that will incorporate more people. Now, one of the basic ways to do it in Nigeria is to go to Corporate Affairs Commission. Now, when you're registering your business and you're creating that background where association will be made easier, starting from limited liabilities, all right? Then the CAC will give you opportunity to list all your prospective directors, and then you do so. You list all their shares, okay? You list all the shareholding. By default, their shareholding determines their level of control to the business, all right? And then you have your article of association. In your article of association, it should be spelled out how association should go. And to help you prepare an article of association, it is important that you get the help of a legal advisor. So you need a lawyer. You need a legal advisor to help you do that. Now, when you are done with your article of association and then you submit it to CAC, legally you have a structure that is not just the structure as it were, but you have something that can be worked on. And then by affixing a lawyer to helping you in drafting your article of association or business constitution, it would have also helped whoever you're bringing in to understand what is going to happen. Now, if you have a share of, let's say, 32% or 40% in the business, what will be your future dividends, as it were? And it should be established with all the directors. Okay, it should be established. At what point do we terminate directorship? At what point do we elect new directors? At what point do we terminate shareholding? At what point do we get another shareholding? All of these things should be specified in the article of association in your company's constitution, and make sure you have a lawyer to help you draft that. I think that is one of the basic ways. But remember that before you even start going to this extra mile, you would have had your strategic plan, which you will discuss with whoever that is coming in as a director. And the person need to understand it, buy into the culture, and then you can then move ahead to all those legal issues. All right. Okay. Ovi, please, if what I said made sense to you, please can you type yes in the chat room. Ovi, if what I said made sense to you, please can you type yes in the chat room so that I will be sure that we are together. Okay, somebody said I was off for a while, just reconnected now. Okay, can you please help out? Okay, we've not really said much, Dr. Adefuye. We've not really said much. We're just trying to play around with some of these things, but we've not really said much. Okay, so you've not really missed much. Okay, is there any? I want us to look at practical issues and then deal with them. There is something. There's a question that was asked here today. I can't remember who asked that question, and I had to cut it to say that that question was not a question that will be answered in this class. That was on digitization. Somebody asked the question on how to develop a strategy, digital strategy for businesses. Okay, and I had to cut in and say that kind of question cannot be answered. It's a strategy question, so it's not something that will take 1 second to answer. All right. Okay, but I'm going to go back to Mr. Idou's section. I know Dr. Lanre's section was awesome. Everybody enjoyed it. But Mr. Idou's section, talking on business digitization. And please, I would like you to follow me because we are going to this workshop now. Every business today can be digitalized. No matter how big, small, service, product, whatever thing you do can be digitalized. I was so impressed with that Michael's framework that Mr. Idou used in explaining that. But most of those terms he used might be a little technical. It might not really get along. Not all of us might get along with it. But let's take, for instance, he mentioned the inbound logistics, talking about resources and inputs to your business and how you manage them. And we are going to deal with it in this workshop, just like what we have there. You have key resources, all right? Then he mentioned operations, the activities that must be done to create the value that your business wants to deliver. Can you digitalize them? The answer is yes. It's just for you to look at your business model and find the right technological alignment for your business. Then he talked about outbound logistics, talking about marketing and channels, how to get your product to the customers, right? Can we digitalize them? Yes. And I'm going to use some very basic examples to get them to you. Now, he mentioned about marketing and sales. So one of the basic things he talked about there was payments. How do you ease payments to your customers? How do you make buying decisions easier for your customers? How do you make payment decisions easier for your customers? I must tell you the truth. There are so many things we've bought online or bought digitally that we didn't really plan to buy. But because We just wanted to try out. Is this still really working? And you just found out that, oh boy, your money has gone. And you have to enjoy the product that you intentionally didn't want to buy. You remember Dr. Lanre's important statement? Purchasing, buying decision is much more emotional than logical. Buying decision is much more emotional than logical. And you know, man is a product of wanting to test something. So can you digitalize marketing and sales? 100% you can. Then he talked about services. Can you digitalize services? 100% yes. Someone asked a question about his consulting firm. How can he digitalize his consulting firm? I was like, wow. I said, if there is anybody asking that question, it shouldn't be from anything around education. It shouldn't be around anything around consulting. It shouldn't be around training and development, because those areas already have digitalized templates that you just click. By a click of a button, they are running for you. Okay, so he made those things. He made those business processes or business concepts very clear to us. So if you can remember his lecture, all you need to do now is first session. What are your inbound logistics? Your key resources, how do you manage them? How do you get them? Where do you get them? How much do you buy them? And all of that, how do you use them? You get those things one place. Can you digitalize them? Then you ask yourself the question, this like SWOT analysis now. Then you come to operations. How do you transform those resources from the inbound logistics to becoming value? What are the major activities that are on the transformation side? Can you digitalize them? The answer is absolute yes. Then write down again your outbound logistics. How do you sell? How do you get this product to the customers? How do you market? Write all of them down. You know, there is something that Dr. Larry said, and I couldn't stop laughing. He said two things. He said, in this era we are, ceteris is no longer paribus, and kill sera is no longer sera. And as funny as that is, he is telling us the honest truth. More of the things we've learned in our PhD days have become obsolete. We are now reworking those knowledge to make relevance in this area or in this era that we are. Okay, so write down all of those marketing approaches that you've been using. If I should tell you something now, you'll be shocked. We spent just a few dollars to advertise this program online, and we had over 450 actually, over 450 registered persons, and we had over 150 persons attended. Now, if you run an evaluation, you will agree with me that the performance we have is better off than the performance of building in millions of naira and then building in millions, that's millions of naira to go and advertise and then send people with car and then start submitting letters up and down, trying to talk to somebody that will talk to somebody that will talk to somebody, and all of that. Just with a digital approach, we are able to secure the presence. As of this afternoon, we had over 15 nations, to secure the presence of 15 nations. If you think digitalization is not yet important to your business, I think you could be as far back as before my grandfather was born. Okay, so if you have not understood how it works, you need to pay attention to finding out how it works and then restructuring your business. Sales and marketing has gone beyond customer service. Sales and marketing has gone beyond getting people in front row and then attending to people. It has gone beyond picking phone and making calls and calling people, oh, you subscribe to our event and we want to confirm whether you're coming or not. No, it has gone beyond that. Someone, not one person, not two, has sent quite a number, we've received quite a number of recommendations. And some people will write to you, said, thank you for the prompt response from your website. So You chat us now on our website. The same second, someone is going to be responding to you immediately. Someone not sitting in a place called office, but sitting in a place or even in a car or just maybe doing something of his own hobby and leisure, but he's doing business digitally, getting more customers while enjoying life. That's part of the quality work life we're talking about. So what are your marketing channels? How can you build on them? How can you get them to become in the reality of what is happening today? Then you look at your services, all right? So you look at those things, and then simple. What are the strategic approaches I need to take to get these things on board, get them to be to the right people? The very simple things, very simple questions that can give you very huge impact. Okay, very simple questions that can give you huge impact if you answer them critically. Most of us, through digital technology, had actually reduced cost of operation, had reduced cost of production, had reduced cost of. Dr. Larry said something. Severally, I visited his restaurant, a very beautiful restaurant at Swiss embassy, Switzerland embassy, opposite Switzerland embassy. He was paying heavily. I think he was paying over 4 million there as a rent per annum. And to have that restaurant, very beautiful restaurant. When he came on board and told me that he was going to close off the restaurant, I was like, can you give me your reasons? And he gave me his reasons. If we keep paying 4 million, especially now that things are changing, that was even before the COVID started. He saw the need to restructure before COVID started. So when COVID started, it was fun for him and his staff. Okay, so doing business at your own comfort and then making much more profit than you used to make when you were paying higher to produce. I don't know whether you're getting that. So like he said today, he was spending 4 million naira per annum, okay, to generate a profit of 300,000 naira per month. So if you multiply 300,000 by 10, that's like 3 million. So if you multiply it by 12, that's like 3.6. And he's paying 4 million. So invariably, he need to borrow some money to add to his profit to pay for the next year. So he was just staying in business to keep life, body and soul moving. Not that there was really something. But at the other end, through digitalization, now he gets 500,000 naira, and he don't need to bother about whether he's going to pay rent, whether he's going to pay for all of those other cost operations, running AC, running diesels, and all of that. He doesn't need to calculate those things again. So if you, some of us here in microfinance, thank you for coming. I don't know how many of us have heard of, is it Kuda Microfinance? Kuda Microfinance. Somebody was here mentioning of the banking sector this morning, talking about turnover and profits, and needed some clarification on that. When Dr. Lanre said that turnover is overrated. If you're a banker here, thank you very much for coming. But this truth I'm going to tell is a very hard truth. The banking sector need to transform very fast. If not, we will instead of moving fintech to banking, we'll move banking to fintech. Whether you agree with me or not, that's it. Now, why will I want to put my money in a bank? Somebody could say for security reasons, right? But the truth is this: I would rather prefer to put my money in a digital wallet that is giving me much more returns. Don't take this to be a very serious thing, but just take, for instance, this happened to me. I put my relationship manager advised me to put my money on fixed deposit, which I did, which I believe he was trying to meet up with performance. So I put a certain amount of money on fixed deposit. To be so precise, I think it was it 5 million? I can't really remember. But I think it was around 5 million, either 4.5 or 5 million. Then at the end of 30 days, they gave me less than 10,000 naira. What? I asked him to close that fixed deposit. Then listen to me carefully. I now put 1.7, I transferred 1.7 to my digital account. Just listen to me carefully. I know there are some people here who could be following me on all of those digital things that we do there. Now, I transferred 1.7 to my digital account. That was third week of December. And by first week of February, first week of January, I had about from 1.7, I had 2.753, from 1.7 to 2.753. That's a whole lot of money. Did I did I did I do something with the money? No. What really happened? They only there had been some platforms that is making investment easier. So instead of depositing my money now in a bank as fixed whatsoever, I would rather take it to a wallet that will give me better returns. So, and if you go to bank will tell you 5% on your fixed deposit. This based on what you're bringing in. The fintech is not talking about that. Mr. Idowu talked about blockchain technology today. Co-creating blockchain technology. So many of us have not known the disruption that blockchain will bring to the banking industry. And I've advised so many bankers, stop all these accounting lectures. I'm not saying they are not good, they are beautiful. But instead of going for some of these accounting workshops, go and learn blockchain. Some of us will become bank now will be in need of cyber security. They will be in need of crime expert, cyber security expert, blockchain expert, forest expert. That's what they need now. So if you want to increase on your performance, go and learn the necessary, go and get the necessary knowledge. Don't go and be backdating. Let me be very honest with us. A time will come, if your chartered accountant certificate does not provide value, they will throw both you and the chartered certificate somewhere else. There are so many people that doesn't have anything chartered around their life, but they are making a whole lot. If we're talking about this thing, somebody will think we are joking. If you've not experienced it, you might not really understand what I'm saying. Okay? You might not really understand what I'm saying. Kuda Microfinance Bank moved from having physical office to having digital wallet. And you know how many millions they make in a day by having digital wallet? And you're still there as a microfinance, asking yourself, how do you meet up target? And you're still struggling with staff. Stop all of those. There are strategic tools that can give you a better result. And you know the most important thing? These strategic tools break boundaries. These strategic tools does what? They break boundaries. So why will you have to limit yourself? Why will you want to limit your business? Somebody will say there is a whole lot of risk involved in it. Yes, that's why you need those cyber security people, so that they will help you fight against the banking sector. Is it where we don't have issues? There are security issues too. Before we started having access gates and access dictation gates and all of that, we used to have full-time bloody robbery in the bank. So many banks closed by attacks of armed robbers. So it is good. We viewed that we have accustomed ourselves to a particular change we've accepted. Does not mean we shouldn't take the next change coming as a realistic view to life. Okay, so we just need to understand these things. You know what brought me to this is because I'm talking about marketing and sales as part of the things we need to do in business. All right. Okay, so time is fast spent. So let me come back here now. So we are going to use this. I trust everyone could see this, my slides here. So this is a default business model where we have key partners, key activities, key resources, value propositions, customer relations, channels, customer segments, cost structure, and revenue structure. So this is what you're going to do. And we are going to take that Mr. Yahaya's business as a case study, and then we'll fix this in. All right. We might not have all the time to take all of it because it's a full day workshop on this only. But we'll just strategically look at some things, and then we'll call it a day from here. All right. So key partners, if you have your key partners, this is where succession planning now makes sense. All right. So if you look at business, you should start with succession plan. All right, you should see the future and begin to draft out the characteristics of the people that will help you meet to that future. That's your vision statement. All right, so that's what we have here: key partners. All right, so everything that has to do with stakeholders, they all lie down here. So the next one is your key activities. We talk about your operations. The next one talk about your key resources, which is those inbound logistics we're talking about. Then we'll talk about the value propositions. Remember, businesses sell value. If your business must ever succeed, it must sell value. All right, it must definitely sell value. A friend of mine told me something someday, and I had to go and think about it. He said, any day your business move from meeting people's wants to meeting people's needs, until your business move satisfying wants to satisfying needs, you will remain struggling to sell that business. And I need you to think about it. Until your business move from satisfying wants to satisfying needs, you will just be struggling. And one negative side of this kind of event is that you'll be your cost of marketing will be very high and the return will be very low, because you're doing what you're satisfying wants. You're always the one pushing yourself in the front of people rather than people coming to your business. And let me be very sincere with you. Every business can find the need that they can sell. And then when customers come, they can have the wants as added values. If your business is only selling wants, you will be struggling to make sales. Dr. Larry said something. He said one of the strategic approaches to marketing and sales is to move your business from seeking customers to customers seeking you. That sentence is a strategic sentence that must take in-depth review. How do I move my business from having to move to customers moving to me? How do I reduce cost of marketing? How do I reduce cost of operations? You need to find out. So that's what your value proposition does. Your value proposition tells you exactly the need you're satisfying and the want you're satisfying. Then you have your customer relationship. Then you have your customer segment, all of the people you're selling to and their characteristics. Then you have your key resources. Then you have your channels, cost structure, what you're really spending on, and then you have your revenue streams. All right, so with this, we just take one business and then everyone is going to contribute to that. So it's going to be an interactive section, all right? We are going to be closing. This is 5:01 already, and we're supposed to close by 5:05. So, okay, so I need permission. Should we stop here, or should we take some extra minutes? If you're recommending, can we take 30 minutes extra, or should we just stop here? Then we can do this on our own. I think it's better we pay attention to what we've already scheduled. If you're giving us the permission to go ahead, that will be by your own discretion, and it will be a privilege to continue. But if you tell us to stop, then we'll stop. All right, so Honorable Chiwike said 30 minutes extra. Trustly says stop. So let's see who has it. Okay, it's looking like the 30 minutes extra has it. So please, Antitrustly, please, you may have to permit us. Let's just take, we might not really get to 30 minutes extra anyway, but let's find a way to make it work. All right, so let's get to this workshop. Mr. Ahmad, are you still there? Mr. Ahmad, are you still there? Please, if you're there, we are going to walk through this together. And please, we are just going to unmute everyone, but please make sure you mute yourself and only unmute yourself when you need to talk, please, so that we don't have a very noisy environment. All right, so everyone could unmute whenever they want to talk. But Mr. Ahmad, please, if you're there, let me hear your voice. Mr. Ahmad, if you're there, can I hear your voice? If not, we can choose another business and move forward.
Mr. Ahmad, you can unmute now.
This would have been a very big giveaway for your business, but it's like you're not there. All right, can we have any business? The business should at least be 5 years. If your business is at least 5 years, then let's review it strategically. And thank God you have over 60 people that are going to be contributing to your business review. That's a very strategic thing to do. So give us the name of your business, open up, tell us the name of your business, and give us just a brief description of your business in less than 1 minute, and then we continue. Somebody's voice is cracking. Who is that? Oh, please, before you try giving us a voice, please ensure that your network is very um, okay. Okay, so we have in horse confectionery. We make cakes and pastries. Okay, so in horse Ovi. So Ovi, I will need your voice to be on board. Just tell us a little of what your business is all about. Just unmute. Tell us a little about what your business is all about, and then another person just use the same approach, and then we'll review all the businesses. Ovi, please, if you're there, anybody that is business must be reviewed, must have a voice. All right, Ovi, please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Ovi. You're welcome.
The strategy I was using for my pastries is to supply.
No, just tell us about your business. How long has it been? What really do you do? And then we'll now look at the strategies one after the other.
My business has been for over 5 years, and we make cakes and pastries. For the pastry section, we make cakes, celebration cakes, birthday cakes, wedding cakes, and all that. And for the pastry section, what we do is we supply shops who resell our products. So that was the strategy that we were using before until last year, when the shops that we were supplying now had to close up. So it affected a lot of things.
Okay. So if I should ask you now, what are the major challenges your business is facing now? What are the major challenges? About 3, maximum 3.
One major challenge is I did not have direct relationship with my customers because I was supplying products. So I didn't have direct contact with the people that were buying my products. That's a major problem. So because I was going through shops, so when the shops resumed, the sales actually reduced, and also cost of production also affected sales.
Okay, thank you so much. Please just make sure that your mic is open, because we are going to walk through this together. Maybe in the next 10 minutes, we'll do it together. All right, please, every one of us, can we, in our own, wherever we are seated, can we have a picture of our businesses and then begin to look at it from this slide that we have here? So the first thing we want to do is identify the key partners that in-house. Is it in-house? Please, I say your mic should be open so that Ovi, please keep your mic open so that we can do this together. All right, keep your mic open. So is it in-house or in-house?
In-house.
In-house. Okay. Yes. All right. So the first question is, what are the who are the key partners to your business?
Partners as in owners, or partners as in?
Okay, so the key partners are the people that they are the stakeholders that make your business work, whether they have shares or not, but they make your business work. Their contributions make your business work.
Okay, it's not a limited company for now, so it's just like it's just two people, myself, and it's a family thing for now.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much. So I want to ask another question. What can you do strategically to move your business beyond where it is right now on the area of key partners?
What I can do now, based on what we've talked about, is to look for key stakeholders that will partner with the business to make it work.
Okay, so Ovi has agreed that she needs other stakeholders, but there is a framework that Ovi has, which I think she's mistaken it. You and another person in your business or family member does not really make your business family thing anyway. And then you don't need to have a limited liability company to have key partners. And I will also expose to you that you already have key partners, but perhaps you did not know. And I will tell you what their impacts these few days had been that also affected your business. From the statement you made, you mentioned that you have shops that you supply to, right?
Yes. Yes.
So those shops are actually key stakeholders to your business because their absence has affected your sales and has also affected your production. True of us.
It's true.
All right. So in this case, they are your key stakeholders or perhaps key partners. Now, I will want to ask again, is there any other person, group of persons, company that if they stop what they are doing to your business right now, it will affect your business? If they stop their inputs or their contribution to your business, whether paid or unpaid, it will affect your business. Are there people like that?
Not really.
Okay, so Mrs. Ovi doesn't really have such people. Okay, so let's open the platform. Let's have contributions as to professional advice. What kind of key partners should Mrs. Ovi, CEO in-house, what kind of key partners should she think of now that will position her business strategically and improve herself? Please, I need comments. I need people who will give us a voice. Please feel free to give us a voice, lift your hand, and then we will unmute you. Thank you. What kind of key partners should she have now? Okay, somebody said suppliers are also key partners. All right. So suppliers are key partners. That's from Ohaka Okechukwu. All right. So you have to find who those suppliers are and write them by their names. When you're filling this, write them by their names, what they supply, and the importance of those things they're supplying. All right. So that's one. All right. Please, we need more contributions, professional contributions, please. We need this business to work. Event planners. Okay, so someone is recommending that you partner with event planners. All right, that's from Kadri Ajadi. Okay, so event planners. Then what will be their input to your business? You also have to do that. And then how do you manage them? That's also very, very important. All right, so I have the first speaker for today, Patrick Oche. Honorable Patrick Oche, wonderful to have you around. Please kindly unmute, sir, and go ahead. All right. So right. before you go ahead, sir. There are so many. Please, Mrs. Ovi, don't take these recommendations for granted. Make sure you're writing everything you're seeing here. Make sure this you have 65 people giving you a contribution that you're not paying for. So please don't take it for granted. Write everything they are going to tell you, and then go and think through it. So you have event planner, social media advisor from Andrew Luro, top schools. That's also very key. So write all these things down. If possible, try to get the contact of what is making this recommendation so that one-on-one you can ask them, this recommendation you gave me, how can I really work on it? They will be free to talk to you. I can see that most of them are already professional members of this institute, so they will personally deal with you on a very friendly approach. All right, so I have Patrick Oche, that's the CEO of Impact Synergy Consult, going to give us his own voice. So let's hear you, sir.
Hello, evening, sir.
Yes, welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year.
Same
all right.
To you.
Some other stakeholders, partners that could have impact on his business could also be regulatory agencies.
Awesome.
Having relevant certification with them will help to promote the image of his business, and also having to do the relevant documentations with them will also have an impact in the business that he does.
Wonderful. Also, sorry, your mic has been muted, but I know you are saying something very, very beautiful there. Okay, so regulatory agencies, please, I will still recommend again, Mrs. Ovi, make sure you get the contacts of these people that are telling you all of these things. Make sure you get their contact and then try to network with them afterwards, maybe WhatsApp or whatsoever. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. There are so many other inputs in key partners that should also be looked into. Okay. But these ones mentioned here are very, very key. Maybe in the process of discussing with these people, you could get more results. Mrs. Ovi, does this in any way make sense to your business? Is Mrs. Ovi still here or has she gone? If you go, we change your business to another person. Okay. All right. Just make sure that your mic is open. I just want your mic to remain constantly open.
Oh,
Okay. Now, another important thing. Okay, somebody's also recommending learning centers for you. Another important thing you must do, apart from identifying these key stakeholders, is to identify their impact to your business and then develop plans, effective management plans or management strategies you will use to manage them. That's very, very important. All right, so thank you everyone for helping in-house on key partners. All right, then the next thing we are going to do is the key activities. So can you tell us at least 3 basic key activities to your business, the things that if you don't do them, your business will not move forward?
Production
Okay.
of production and marketing.
Okay, so those are the 2 basic things.
Yes.
Okay. The question I would actually really like to ask you is, what do you really do in production now, and what would you like to do differently? The same thing applies to, did you say sales?
Yes, sales.
Okay, so what do you really do in sales now that you would like to do differently? And from there, I think you will get some recommendations. So 30 seconds counting. So what do you do in production now that you would like to do differently?
Production now, well, maybe get more products because
Okay.
I don't have create more pastries that I can sell.
So inevitably, you need to innovate on the product.
Yes,
Okay.
product innovation, and
Okay.
then sales innovation also, marketing strategy also.
Okay. So what is your marketing strategy now, and how do you want to change it?
Okay, like I said, since I supply shops, I usually go out and the shops mostly were my target. So I target those ones. And I think now, based on what I've seen, I had to get other targets. Maybe okay, there was a time I was doing schools and shops.
Okay.
Yes, those are my target audience actually for the pastries, and then for cakes, I was targeting individuals.
Okay, so basically your marketing approach has been basically business to business, that is distribution.
Yes.
All right, so let's hear from this professional group. Please, what can in-house do differently as regards to production, and what can they do differently as regards to sales to boost their performance and stay strategic? Somebody asked the question, they said, is HSC part of strategic planning? The answer is yes. That's if you do it in the right time. Proactive HSC planning is strategic. Reactive HSC planning is not strategic. All right. Okay. So can we have contributions? He said for sales and marketing, she should do freebies. Okay. So maybe you share with Truslin on how to do that. Okay.
I've
Ishmael Kuma.
I did freebies in the past. They didn't really work.
Okay. All right. So this is also a very important thing. So by these recommendations, we are not saying everything we are saying should be perfect for you. Like I said when we started, find what works and make it work for you. That's the most important thing. But from here, you're going to generate a whole pool of information that will help you make those decisions as to finding out which one works and which one doesn't work. I hope we're together.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Ishmael said she should also share flyers. All right. Thank you, Ishmael. Sobo Wale said, go online. Sobo Wale, please, can you be more specific? Go online is very broad. Should she go to e-commerce? Should she go to, what should she really do? Please, can we be more specific? All right, and then, or should she build a website? Should she use WhatsApp and all of that. Let's be more specific. All right, someone say digital marketing. Please, digital marketing is also very broad. Can you be much more specific? Which digital approaches can sell how more? Will Facebook, will Google, which one actually will sell how more? Someone say pay attention to digitization. All right, so let's be more specific to this digitization thing. Okay, let's be much more specific so that we can. Trustly said innovate on your freebies. Okay, so maybe you really need to talk with Truslin on this whole freebies, because she too, she's working on a giant project on food matters. So you could get to her. Maybe she had some insights on those areas. Then from Chineye, she said for sales, I think she needs more digital marketing on the various social media channels. All right. And then from Chiwike, she said customer survey to understand your. That's wonderful. I love this. This is very good. So you need to do a survey to really find what your customers really want. There was something that Dr. Lanre said today, and I'm going to repeat it again. Move your business from the area of you pushing it to customers pushing it to you. And one of the best ways to do this is to do a customer survey. All right. So before this class, we had to actually throw out a survey to be sure that the lectures we are going to give were going to be relevant to the people we are giving it to. And we had much more. I think we had over 50%. Out of over 200 responses that we got, about 50% of the people said they wanted applications of strategic planning. And that's why we are paying attention now more to the workshop, all right? And then other people said, I think the next thing that followed was on sales and marketing. So that's why you see us pay more attention on sales and marketing today and on strategy. So when you have what your customers really need, then they will be able to buy from you. So do much more on customer survey. Feel free to network with Mr. Chiwike. N-House, are you in Lagos?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so Mr. Chiwike also is in Lagos. So if you could arrange a personal, all of these people, most of them are in Lagos, most of them are in Abuja, and then we'll have other people from other parts of the world joining. So you could also meet with them. All right. Translate say advertise your freebies digitally via website. Okay. Be strategic in your freebies. Okay. Use Instagram. This person is very, very specific. Maybe this person is an Instagram influencer. Maybe you could reach out to him or her, Oluwatosin Kadiri. Find out why Instagram should be able to sell your product. There are people that sell volumes of millions every day on Instagram, and there are people that don't make any sale on Instagram, no matter what they post. It's all right to find out from Oluwatosin how that should work. Then Austin once they said customer mapping. Please, that is also very, very critical. By the time you get your survey, you should be able to map your customers and then find out which one is actually the best, the customers that give you the best returns. Then Henshaw said you should do freebies in the sense that you offer value to your customers, possibly some baking tips which can prompt followership and then conversions. This is an educational selling, and this is very, very wonderful. So please, you can also network with Henshaw. Henshaw is I love Henshaw. Sorry, did I say that? Okay, but I actually do, right? She's wonderful. And her work is always excellent. You can network with her. Then Sobwale came back to say this. All right, so there are so many inputs here. Please feel free, go through all of them. We could do some work of downloading these charts and make sure that you get them, and then you could work with them. But make sure you get everything. If it means screenshotting them and then getting all these contacts of these people, please make sure you get them. All right, so they've helped you, and that's a whole lot. We're only going to take just one more aspect of your business. One more aspect of your business, and my 30 minutes will be over. Just one more aspect. And that one more aspect will be based on value proposition. What is the need that customers in your business have? Can you tell us?
Wow. Okay. Quality products, rich and quality products.
Okay, rich and quality product to me is not a need. Okay, what is a need? A need is a product or something that customers cannot really do without. So what is it about your business that customers cannot really do without? Quality product, I can get it anywhere.
Mm.
What should keep me coming back to your business? What is that thing that if I don't take your product in one day, I will feel very uncomfortable?
Wow, I need to think about that.
Okay, so at the moment we don't really have that. Is that what that means?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think thank you for being very realistic, and I think this is just one of the um, open ways to create maximum response to your business now. Okay, so let's get to this. What kind of value will you get from in-house that you will call value? If you were to order for a cake, if you were to order for a pastry, if you were to go to in-house, what really will you call value? What really will you be willing to pay for? Can we have those things in the chat room? And please, in-house, make sure you're taking note of all of them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, everyone begs, so to speak. What stands you out? Okay. Okay, so someone says delivery services. So Trustling will pay if you're able to give her efficient and effective delivery service. So write that down. And you need to find all these people that are giving you these responses. Make sure you find out from them what they really mean, because Dr. Larry said something. He said what customers say is different from what they mean. So you need to find, these are your customers now. Be sure that you're not just getting what they are saying, but be sure to get what they mean. This is very, very important. Be sure to get what they mean. All right. My time is running so fast. Austin says after sales service and tips. So Austin wants after sales relationship. After sales relationship. There is something you made mention of, and I think Austin is coming back to it. You said you were much more concerned with distribution, so you didn't have personal relationship with your customers. So
Yes.
Austin is telling you right now, I want to know you more. I want to know more about your products. I want to know more about your innovation. If possible, tell me how you do these things. So that's what Austin wants. Will Austin buy more from you if you do that? The possibility is yes. Will Austin recommend more of his friends to come and buy from you if you can do this for him? The answer is yes. But you also need to find out how many customers are willing to go through this. That's why that survey that Mr. Chiwike recommended is going to be a very helpful tool for you. And that's why digitization is going to be a very helpful tool for you to be able to get those survey, because you cannot really get those survey all of a sudden. All right. And then timely delivery from Oluwatesin Kadiri. Okay. Ohaka said, I will pay if you're able to deliver promptly exactly what I ordered for. So you just have to do some quality verification before you produce. So if you're able to verify from Ohaka exactly what he really needs, and you produce exactly what he really needs, and then deliver to him promptly, he will pay any day and any time. Okay? This is very funny, but something happened just this week. All right, so I was to buy a particular tablet. It was actually on the high side, but I told the person the tablet was not within reach. So I told the person, if you can order this tablet and get it to me this week, I will pay you no matter the price. And yesterday the person called me and said the tablet was ready. I was like, wow. Actually, I was this is a challenge I choose, so I just have to get the tablet whether I liked it or not. So if you could have customers who are ready to give you a challenge, if you meet up with those challenges, they are ready to pay for putting you through that. All right. Then Chineye said, quality of the cake, how fluffy it is. All right. So Chineye is looking at quality. All right. So to Chineye, if you delay before you deliver, she might not really have problem, but let that cake be her cake. That kind of cake she really wants. All right. Then from Nena Chike, they say excellent security from pirates. Now, okay. So you need to find out from Nena what she really means from excellent security from pirates. Maybe to avoid duplication of your product. Of course, we'll see that every other day. So find out from her. All of these people giving you these top-notch tips, please make sure you meet them. And then Michael Ademi said, I will pay you and go the length to get presentable and delicious cake. So you need to find out from Ademi. Ademi is telling you presentable and delicious cake. That's what he's saying. You need to find out what he means by presentable and delicious cake. Find out what he means. Ademi is a director with a federal, with a government agency. So if he says presentable and delicious, maybe they used to have annual event where they need presentable and delicious cake, because if it is presentable, it's no longer personal. If the cake must be presentable, it's no longer personal. So you have to find out from Director Mike what presentable and delicious means to him. If possible, find out where exactly he works and what he will need this kind of presentable and delicious cake for. I hope we're together. My time is now up. Just 2 minutes. I will. Someone said prompt service, personal connection with your client, surprise customer that can do referral for you. All right. Pleasure moment. These are wonderful things. He says, sure, I will get what I need from your store if you're able to meet up all of these things. Ogadema said there are unique value propositions that makes your product unique than that of your preposition. Make sure you do something different that your customers would admire that your competitors cannot produce. All right, so find out from these guys what they mean. Good value added to your product. And then Chizo said, oh, Chizo is here. Chizo, you're welcome. Value is the bundle of benefit a product or service delivers in the marketplace. So find out from Chizo, what is the bundle of benefit you can give to him? All right, someone says, if you have integrity, I'll buy from you. Mention said, not always about talking profit. Can your customer go with your professional judgment no matter their choice? This works for me. So that's another thing. Can you add consulting to that thing you do? Can you add advisory? Someone, Austin mentioned, is it Austin? That mentioned on sales, providing tips on how your business works and all of that. Okay, so this is wonderful. It has been a wonderful moment. Someone say reliability, I will buy. Feedback from your customers and work on improving on them, and also packaging. So please, Ovi, did you get something with this simple workshop we just did now? Did you get something about your business?
A whole lot. Whole lot.
So what would you say to these wonderful people that have helped you out without pay?
Thank you so much. I'm really grateful.
All right. So thank you too for coming. So at this juncture, I would like to say a very big thank you to everyone. And time will not permit us to proceed. But if you have any question on any of this, the most important thing in this moment is to make sure that you network. The most important in this moment we are now, make sure you network with somebody. So many people have said so many things, typing, chatting, but make sure you network. Okay. There are people that will help you in your business right now, only if you network with them. All right. So make sure you network. All right. So at this juncture, I would like to say a very big thank you to everyone. It has been really, 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 really awesome. It has really, 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 really been amazing. If you have questions whatsoever, feel free to ask us any day, anytime. IPM is your home. We don't have issues answering questions. In fact, our commitment is to help businesses grow. All right. Having to have someone like Dr. Larry come here today, apart from the fact that he's a faculty with the Institute, having to have someone like Idowu come here today should show you our commitment to helping every small business and every other business out there to grow. So if you have any issue regarding your business, feel free to contact us. If you want us to train your staff, if you want us to consult for your business, if you want to take our corporate membership programs that gives you a whole lot of benefits, please feel free to do so. If you want to advertise your program with us and you want us to help you advertise to our clients also, please feel free to reach us and then we will do our best. All right. Okay, so I'll be handing over to Mr. Chidike, but before I hand over, please let me remind us again. There's something I didn't really mention here in the morning section, and that is we are having opportunity for direct membership programs to Chartered Institute of Management Consultants USA. Those of them that applied December, their certificates got into us this week. So by Monday, we'll start the distribution of those certificates. So if you want to be a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Management Consultant, kindly send us your CV and then we'll appraise that. If you want to be a direct member of IIPM, kindly send us your CV. And to send your CV, kindly send it to membership at iipmi.org. Membership at iipmi.org. All right. So we'll process that. There is massive discount with Chartered Fellow with CIMC as of now. So if you want to become a Chartered Fellow or Chartered Member or Chartered Associate, for Fellow, is 150,000. For member is 100 and I think 125,000. Let me just be sure. Let me get the information so that I'll be sure. Just a moment. Okay, sorry. For member is 118,750. With your dispatch, that's 125. That's to dispatch it to your house. And then for for associate, chartered associate is 100 and 115,000 with dispatch to your house. Okay, so all of those certifications are coming directly from USA. Our own is to receive and dispatch to you. So if you want to join the membership, that opportunity is open till February 6th. After February 6th, we are not definite about that. Okay, and by paying for the membership, automatically you're entitled to attend IIPM conference. That's the 2021 conference coming up on March 24th to 26th without any additional pay. And in that workshop, like I stated in the morning, we shall be having Dr. Sam Adeyemi present, and we shall be having Dr. Cecilia Akintomide, one of the directors of First Bank Holding, present. We'll be having Professor Victor Odumiwa from Unilag present. Of course, our own Dr. Larry will be present, and a whole lot of other speakers who will be helping you out on your business specifically. If you're paying for CIMC membership, you'll be saving about 65,000 to 85,000 naira from the conference. See, conference participation is either 65,000 or 85,000, or free, okay, free just to attend, but no certification, no induction, no membership, nothing, just to attend, and no food also, no food. Right, let's make that very clear. Don't expect food, don't expect any conference pack, don't expect t-shirts, don't expect bango, nothing. Just come and learn. All right, thank you so much. Our executive programs will be starting by February 6th. If you're interested, please feel free to join us. All right, so if Mr. Chidike is in the house, I'll be handing over to him, but if he's not around, we'll be calling it a day from here. Please, could there be any question of any kind? Just 1 minute. Then we will take that up. Please feel free to give us your review on Google. We need that review very importantly, so that we will have what you really felt like about this workshop. Did it really impact you? Did it really change anything in you? We would really like to know. So please feel free to do that on Google. I'm posting the review link right now. So go to g.page/IPM International/review, and then we'll have your review. So if Q Sarah is still Sarah and Ceteris is still Paribus, we'll be calling it a day from here. Thank you so much for your wonderful time, and see you some other time. Bye-bye. Okay, sorry, for those of us that didn't take attendance in the morning, please, attendance will still go around. And perhaps the attendance has also been shared in the chat room, in the WhatsApp group. So in case you didn't take the attendance, please find it as will be sent to the room. So I'm going to get it and share it. That's for those that were unable to meet up with attendance in the morning. Okay, sorry, for those of us that didn't take attendance in the morning, please, attendance will still go around. And perhaps the attendance has also been shared in the chat room, in the WhatsApp group. So in case you didn't take the attendance, please find it as will be sent to the room. So I'm going to get it and share it. That's for those that were unable to meet up with attendance in the morning. Okay, sorry, for those of us that didn't take attendance in the morning, please, attendance will still go around. And perhaps the attendance has also been shared in the chat room, in the WhatsApp group. So in case you didn't take the attendance, please find it as will be sent to the room. So I'm